This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. One of the reasons I don't cover things like any of this stuff going on with Congress and Trump and Kavanaugh, however you say the guy's name, is because none of it's real. And it's really disappointing to see how many channels who claim to be awake talk about this stuff like it's really happening. And they're like, oh my goodness, they're making these allegations up to make Trump look bad. Meanwhile, all these guys are all connected to each other. They're all in on the show. Okay, this is the same feminist garbage that we've seen going on for over a year now, a couple years, with all these sexual allegation stories. How convenient that it comes up now after this guy's nominated. I mean, all this is theater, right? And what this does is it distracts people from the real problems. It makes people actually believe there's a left and a right. And it creates division amongst people, right? Not just left, right, but male, female, feminism, right? And it begins stripping people of rights because that's what we're going to see happen with this feminist movement, right? I mean, you can't even go up to a girl and go, you can't go, hey, you look beautiful. Oh, that's sexual harassment, right? And that's why all this stuff with Weinstein came out. These guys are part of the same secret societies. Their job is to do what they're told. If they have to take a bullet, they're more honored on the backside of that. By that, I mean, all their brothers in the secret societies are all loving this. These people are elevating themselves in these secret societies by being pawns in this show. So they're sacrificing how they look to the public, the people that they consider goyim, who they don't care about. And people are like, oh, this has to be real. Nobody would do. You think this guy Kavanaugh cares? You think Weinstein cares? He's got billions of dollars. You think suddenly he's not friends with any of these people anymore? Come on, give me a break. It's all part of a show. But I want to show you this because remember, I always talk about repetition. It's the key to mind control. That's why you go to school year after year after year and learn the same crap. Because once they beat it into your head through repetition, it's hard to deprogram people into seeing the truth. They constantly are programming you with lies. Lies of history, lies of science. Okay? This world revolves around God and the devil. That's what this is. It's spiritual warfare. And I've been showing you the repetition used with magic, the occult, and Satanism. It is everywhere. Right? So it's not a surprise that magic is somehow connected to this Kavanaugh hearing, which is just like this huge thing, apparently. Like everybody's just, it's like the OJ trial. Everybody's just in. Oh, my goodness. Everyone has an opinion. It's a total distraction, a total waste of time, and it's nothing but theater. And that's why you see Alyssa Milano showing up. What a coincidence, right? Alyssa Milano shows up, who is from the show Charmed. Or from the show Who's the Boss. Like this girl is not irrelevant at all, but she's got a front row ticket for the show, right? And everybody's like, oh, she showed up, because she needed to support fellow women out there who have been harassed by men, who suddenly after 20 to 30 years, these women are coming forward and saying, oh, these men did this to me 30 years ago, all at the same time. They just all happen to get together and go, now's the time to do it. Well, that's exactly what they did. Because their handler said, here's the plan. This is what everybody's doing. You're on board. Men, you're taking the bullet. From Kevin Spacey to Weinstein to Matt Lauer, all part of the show. It's not a coincidence. It all occurred at the same time. To Cosby, it's part of the game. This is how they keep people controlled. Okay, so you have Alyssa Milano. I mean, it's laughable, right? Because it's so in our faces. Newsweek of all outlets. Look at this headline. Brett Kavanaugh, internet wonders if Alyssa Milano was trying to use magical powers at hearing. Well, I'll tell you one thing for people to think and what is this? This is nothing but deflection. Because this whole charade that you're seeing go on with Kavanaugh is nothing but a spell being done on the masses. They're under mind control. Now, this is a woman from the witch show Charm who also happens to be, rub shoulders with other witches who have exposed, like Rose McGowan, right? So then they make light of it, but they're also telling you at the same time what's going on. The show Charm ended more than a decade ago, but some people are hoping one of the show stars remembered some of the spells and charms her character performed on screen. Alyssa Milano made headlines for attending the hearing of Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. Last week, as photos surfaced, fans on social media can't help but comment on them. Milano can be seen in the photos sitting behind Kavanaugh, staring at his back. Right? I mean, look at this charade, and people talk about it like it's real. Like, what, you buy a ticket? They're going to let her into the... I mean, come on. In one photo, Milano is looking over the top of her glasses as she adjusts them with one hand and a phone and a clipboard. The clipboard reads, "I believe survivors, no one Kavanaugh." This is the photo that prompted a fan to tweet, "I've never wished so hard for Alyssa Milano to be a real witch." Well, she is a real witch, because the joke's on all these people out there who think that the witches don't exist, even though every day they're talking about magic, spell casting, and witches. From all the shows that we see day after day coming out, to Disney trying to get children indoctrinated with witchcraft, it's amazing. And they go on to talk about Milano's career, of the witches that she played. She had the power to cast spells, brew potions, and the gifts of premonition, levitation, and empathy. Another user tweeted a quote from the show, "Powers of the witches rise. Course unseen across the skies come to us." I'm not going to read the rest because I'm not going to read a spell, but it's along the lines of that. Power of the witches rise up. I mean, how much more obvious does this get? For the subscribers of my channel who watch this channel on a daily basis or every other day, or, just watch it when they're comfortable watching it, or something that interests them to watch. They see this constant repetition. We all see it, right? How the other people out there who come across this channel, they follow it, they troll it, and they still don't get it. I mean, look at this stuff. There's still, magic. Must not be real, but they sure talk about it a lot. And you get her outside here, raising her fist for feminism. Absolute joke. And for people out there that think Kavanaugh's a victim and not a part of the charade, okay, here's another guy who went to Yale, just like Bush. Yale, which has multiple secret societies. I've covered it in a video before. They don't just have skull and bones like everybody says, but they're saying, oh, he was part of a secret society or a fraternity that was mostly about drinking, right? Because they're pushing this thing that he's this big drunk. And so they have on Saturday Night Live, oh, he loves to drink and loves to party. Don't mind the secret society part because it's so normal for everyone to be a part of a secret society. And they go on to talk about Truth and Courage, which was the secret society that he was a part of at Yale. It says the name was widely known to be a jab at Yale's older, more formal secret societies like the Bush's Skull and Bones. A few years before Kavanaugh, Bush was at Yale and knew several members of Truth and Courage, all nice party guy. I mean, this is a complete and utter joke. Kavanaugh, this guy goes out and he says that he's not, he went to Yale on his own. He has bloodlines connected at Yale. His mother's name is Martha Gamble Murphy. Okay, if you trace the last name Murphy back, there are Murphys who are a part of Skull and Bones. Okay, I can't confirm if they're related because she changed her name, but that's what they do. That's how they keep the bloodlines going. They change the names because if everybody had the same last name or all the people in power had similar names, we've got a bunch of, we do. With the Bushes and the Clintons, right? But, people will get suspicious. So how do you think they keep the bloodlines going? Oh, okay, we'll change this person's last name to this, right? And a lot of these actors have screen names because they don't want you to know that they're bagel biters who support bagels and are pretty much bagels. And you know what I mean by that, right? So it's a complete charade. It's a complete charade. And you get this guy and people think that this is something that's real that's going on. This is the show, folks. This is the show. The reality is the stuff that you see that they tell you isn't real. This is the stuff these people are better actors than the people in Hollywood, right? But this is how they're trained in the Brotherhood. They take oaths. When they're asked to take a bullet, they take a bullet. They sometimes literally. Other times this. Okay, you're going to be slandered now. This will help push the feminist movement. This will continue to help cause division with the left and the right and division amongst Americans so they can continue to have civil unrest because order out of chaos is the name of the game. So don't buy into this stuff. I know people want to buy into the left and right because they want to have hope. It's just so, what's the proper word? It's so deflating to see how many people buy into this and the QAnon, and they talk about this stuff like it's real. They think there's the only person who's saving anybody here is Jesus Christ. None of these guys, none of these mystery men hiding behind screens, giving tips about Trump or what's happening in the White. It's a joke. It's an utter joke. This is part of the game. It's not a surprise that this is all about feminism, okay? Because that's what it's been about. With Trump, and Trump and these women, and Trump with these porn stars, and Trump sexually harasses, and all this nonsense. And it continues on and on and on as the women's empowerment thing continues to rise. And all these people who are at the face of the women's empowerment movement are connected to witchcraft, right? All of these women are witches. They openly admit it. Rose McGowan openly admits it. Who's the face? Right? Asia Argento openly admits to being a witch. Another face of the movement. Alyssa Milano, featured on the show Charm, talking about witchcraft all the time, right? Might not have openly admitted she's a witch, but boy, I mean, a lot of connections, right? Must be a coincidence. It's not. They're revealing themselves. And the magic that they're casting, the spell that they're casting, is on people for believing this stuff. They're enhancing their power by distracting everybody with this nonsense. It's a charade of mind control. That's all that it is. It's disgusting. And it's no surprise that Newsweek would have an article where they're talking about magic, right? They're talking about spell casting. Alyssa Milano, spell casting, right? I mean, is Newsweek known for putting out stories like The Onion and stuff like that? No, but they're deflecting, right? They're using comedy to deflect. People read this and they go, ha ha. They don't realize they're telling you flat out truth. Flat out truth. They're all witches, right? We've allowed them to come into power. These people who are getting run out of towns, these bagel biters who are getting run out of countries, they've taken full control through methods of mind control, through MK Ultra, through the television, through the radio, through manipulation and control of the media. They've taken full control of the masses, and it has to stop. People need to start realizing these things are real, as crazy as it sounds. They've been duped. But the joke's going to be on these people at the end. I thank you for listening to today's show. Don't fall for the nonsense. Keep your eyes on the things that matter. And make sure, when you're trying to wake people up, they realize that this is a charade. It's all that this is. You're not fully awake if you believe in this crap. Oh, he's a sexual harasser. Oh, now suddenly, all these years later, all these women are coming forward accusing this guy and this other guy, right? And Scott Baio. I mean, all these actors all at the same time. Dustin Hoffman, right? What a coincidence. Oh, they all just got brave at the same time. No, their handlers gave them the order. That's how it works. And now everybody sees all this going on at the same time, and that's how the mind control works. They're going, oh. They're getting programmed. It's ridiculous. Because if it was one story, people would forget. Now they're just continuing to beat it in. They're going to go, well, what are we going to do to change it? Well, we have to change free speech, and hate speech. Start limiting how people can speak to one another. Men can't hit on women anymore. That kind of stuff. Ridiculous. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.